ever wondered what truly connects traders from Tokyo to London to New York? You just need to learn the language. That language is technical analysis. Understand its signals, and you'll understand the world. Welcome to Traders of the World. Here we skip the jargon and just figure it out together.
Ever wondered what truly connects traders from Tokyo to Mumbai to New York? It's not English, it's not Mandarin, it's the charts. Technical analysis is the only universal language of the markets. Understand its signals, and you understand the world. Join me, Flávio Lemos, on Traders of the World, as we decode the global conversation. Stop guessing, start understanding. All right, Tim, before we dive in, as we get started with today's special interview, if you find value in what you hear, please help our channel grow by hitting the like button, subscribe, and share your key takeaway in the comments. Your engagements makes a real difference. What's up, traders? Hello, traders, and welcome back to Traders of the World. I'm your host, Flávio Lemos. For such a special occasion, I'm not alone. I'm so pumped to be joined today by the one and only Pansa Mesato. Pansa Mesato is a technical analyst at SEBI with a career in the financial markets since 2010 and certified analyst since 2018. She specializes in day trading futures and swing trade also on the stocks, leading live trading and mentoring thousands of traders, combining technical analysis and behavioral finance to help traders to get better results through discipline and risk management. It's great to have you here, Pan.
It's an honor to be here, Flavio. Thank you.
Okay. So today we are truly honored to be joined by a powerhouse from the Indian financial markets. Our guest is a trader, a portfolio specialist, a renowned educator, and a technical and derivatives analyst with nearly 4 decades of hands-on experience. She is Jyoti Budhia. She is a CMT professional member, a Securities Exchange Board of India registered research analyst, and a visiting faculty member for India's top exchanges like the NISM and BSE, having trained over 50,000 students in her career. I'm getting there. I'm just 20,000, 50,000, being much more than me. Her expertise is deep, covering everything from equity derivatives and options Greeks to risk management and portfolio restructuring. She is also a recipient of the National Education Excellency Award. So it's an absolute privilege to have her with us. Jyoti, welcome to Traders of the World.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, all my friends.
Everybody, every since and then I interview some Indian, I tell them that in Brazil there's one of the most famous songs here is called the Taj Mahal, né? And Taj Mahal, we know the history because of the song. So thanks George Ben, the singer, we know Taj Mahal song. So Jyoti, let's start at the very beginning. I watched an interview where you share your incredible story. Can you tell our global audience how you first started in finance nearly 40 years ago? I believe your parents played a pivotal role in getting into the markets, correct?
Actually, it was started by my grandfather, both sides my grandfather, my mom's side as well as my father's father. So both my grandparents, then my father, my mother, and then me. So that was, we used to talk at home And that's how, from my childhood, I used to listen about stock market. And the most important thing is that my father used to get me and the physical shares, if you remember, during 1980s and 85s, that time there were physical share certificate which used to have transferred in the name of the investor. So I used to do the filling up of the transfer deed, then raising bills and all that thing. So all that thing I used to do as my interest, and it was more of interest. It was like showing off to my friends. I don't have time to pray. I do my father's work and all that. I'm very busy. So with that way, I also didn't knew that when I entered in the stock market, I also don't know.
Yeah, great story. Go on, Pamela.
Okay, so you've been in the markets for almost 4 decades. You have seen the Indian markets evolve from the old days to high-tech, high-speed derivatives trading. What has been the single biggest change you've had to adapt to as a trader and analyst?
I was told during ring times, it means there was a pit system. I used to go in the ring in 1986, Bombay Stock Exchange outcry system, that we also call it as a pit. So there I used to trade, and maximum brokers were my father's or grandfather's friends. One thing I still, but there are many things, but one thing I still remember them telling to me, that be ahead of times or time will throw you away. From that day, I've started learning whatever latest development, and I have seen things changing. We used to carry a small notebook. In that, we used to write what trades were taking place of buying and selling of clients. From there to just online, and then from online to now, everything getting automated where I don't have to do anything. The most important thing which I have seen, I would like to tell you in detail and would like to discuss you with detail, that I had seen the speed of information. When my grandfather started, he used to say that they used to send telegrams to the clients, and then they used to receive their order on telegrams, which used to take approximately sometimes week, month. And then my father said that they also used to get all the informations. It used to take a lot of time. And then physical transfer of shares from 15 days to 3 months was minimum. From there, the transfer of the shares within 5 seconds. It's like online. I'm buying the shares today. I'm getting the shares tomorrow in my demat account immediately. And that one thing, and information before anyone knows, the whole world knows the information. Only the problem is we have information overloaded. So we need to exactly interpret the information, and the person who interprets it properly and faster is the best person who can get good benefit.
I interviewed a trader that he remembered that his father gets the quotes on a magazine that came by train. So all the information, at least 1 week, 15 days to get here to get the chart done. So he made the chart by hand. I don't know.
Yes, I also started with graph paper. So
yeah,
there was a green
by
color
hand,
graph paper.
but his father or his grandfather need to wait the train to get the code. They are very far. Okay, Pan, go on.
I actually can't imagine how was that. Today is everything so fast, so at the time.
Like we're talking right now. Initially, when we used to have to talk also, there was no such system.
Yeah. So next question. You are an expert in equity, derivatives, and options risks. What's your core philosophy when you trade your options? Are you mostly using them for hedging, for generating income, or for directional speculations?
See, I started options from 2002. So it's almost 23 years. And even like a novice option trader who comes into the market with a dream of becoming a millionaire overnight, I buy the option and it doubles every day type of thing. I hear people saying that I started with, say, 1 million and today I've made 1 billion within 3 years, 4 years. So all that type of things, even I used to hear being in the market, and those were my dreams, and I did a lot of stunts and all that stuff, that buying options and all that, everything, whatever stunts was possible, I did. Finally, I came to know that controlling the risk, understanding the risk, and trading as per the risk, what is there, then only I can make money, otherwise I can't. So slowly, instead of doing plain vanilla options, I started, I start with plain vanilla options, in short, based on my charts. And then I slowly, as and how it comes into my favor, definitely with a stop loss. I never trade without a stop loss. And once it starts coming in my favor, I convert it to spreads so that my risk becomes minimum. My theory is stop losses should be small. So what we do in generally, we take big hits, we don't take big profits. And I will just explain you with the hand that, let us say this is my loss, and these are the small profits we keep on booking till when we will come to that level of booking the profits, and then again we'll have a big hit. But if this is my profit and if these are my stop losses, then I'm able to overcome in the market. This is what I understood slowly. And the most important, I'm sorry. And most important thing, stop losses are important, and holding power is the most important factor, which I understood late, but I understood.
Everyone that wants to trade options, I remember I started a little bit earlier than you. I started in 1996. I was a junior analyst at a stock exchange, and I was promoted to the derivatives desk. So we made a lot of butterflies and spreads and everything. But at the beginning, at the very beginning, I think in 1991, I opened my first account in a broker and just wanted the prize ticket, you know, the horse that goes in front of everyone. I want that, only that. So learning a lot how to not to do the stops, not to control the risk. I think everyone started this way, want to become rich fast, and that's a win of the trader. So when it comes to the good things, to the strategies, what's your main playbook? Are you a fan of defined risk strategies like butterflies, condor, call spreads, or are you comfortable using naked options when your analysis gives you high conviction?
As I said, I start with sometimes if I'm doing it at resistance or support of charts, then I start with plain vanilla options. And as and how I get my profits, I convert it to a spread. It can be a bull call spread or a bear put spread, whichever side I'm trading. And slowly when I see that, yes, I'm getting the open interest built up over there, and from here the price may fall further or may go up or reverse, I convert that particular trade itself to a butterfly, where it becomes like a no loss strategy, and let market go anywhere, we can have profits. But mostly they are very few. Maximum are like spreads, bull call spreads or bear put spreads.
Okay.
We start to talk about charts, and we love charts. Can you show a chart on an option trade you made and explain your process for us? Show your chart.
See, I didn't knew that I will explain that today, because still I'm there in the trade. I cannot show that trade as per SEBI rules and regulations, but I squared off that trade. So I would prefer to show this trade to you all. Means the setup, not a trade. It's a setup I will show to you all.
Yeah, you're
So
happy.
can I share the screen?
Okay, of course.
Olá, espero que esteja gostando da entrevista. A Trade Brasil foi eleita por 2 vezes no Rank Awards 2024 e 2025 como a melhor academia de formação de investidores do Brasil. E ela tem um presente para você que está assistindo esse podcast. 10% de desconto, é só usar esse QR Code que está aqui embaixo e a gente te espera lá, ok? Agora não esquece de dar uma moral pro Flávio. Curte, compartilhe esse vídeo e se inscreva no nosso canal, ok? Até a próxima e obrigado pela presença. Valeu!
Let me put it on entire screen itself, and then I'll do the editing part. So, is my screen available?
Okay, it's loading. Now, it's okay. Can go on.
Is it available?
Yes.
Right.
It's,
So,
Maruti Suzuki India Limited.
Maruti Suzuki, where this is the latest chart. Can you see I got a negative divergence with MACD giving me an early signal of negative crossover and all the histograms becoming red. The most important setup of mine and most favorite setup is, I will show you, is a open and high candle. Open and high nearby or open and high same. Means open is equal to high or open and high is almost nearby. And that to gap up open and high means some positive news got negated, which helps me a lot that there is something going on in the market. And along with the negative divergence, when I get this, I wanted to see that option chain, on which day option chain also gives me a negative signal. So I take you to option chain of historical data. I even have that. So if I see this chart, let us say I see this chart on 23rd, and then I will see it on little later date. So later it is on 28th of November, but if I see it on 23rd of October, but I will trade it for the next month, not the current month. If I see, I find maximum long build-ups on call side and short build-ups on put side, which indicates that market is not ready to give up, though the signal of the stock has negative divergence along with, just a second. Yeah, I'm back. I think I lost the connection in between. So even though here I had a negative signal with all the thing, the market, the option chain was not giving me any negative signal. In call side, I'm seeing long build up, put side, I'm seeing short build up, and both are indicating that market, this stock is not going to be negative. Then I checked it back after 2-3 days, that is on 28th. On 28th, I can see long build-ups in puts and short build-up in calls, indicating a negative sign. Along with this, as a negative sign, So from year to year, I waited. And after that, I took a put buy. Then yesterday when market fell, I converted. So this put, I had bought it approximately for, I went totally out of the money. The reason for me to going out of the money was this. My first thing was, I'll show you the swing low. So being the swing low, once the swing low breaks, then I will continue with the trade. If swing low doesn't break, and one more thing I would like to show you all, that I have noticed maximum times that the breakdown in RSI comes first and in prices it comes later. Can you see this?
Yes. Our side is failing first. This trend line failed first, then the charts.
Yeah, I see this maximum number of times. I will say 95% of the times I see there's a breakout or a breakdown in RSI first and then in the chart. So from that, I took a put. Yesterday when price started reaching over here, so I'll show you that yesterday, 2nd of November, sorry, not yesterday, it was
3.
Sorry, 3. Yesterday was 3. So yesterday, again, I'm seeing long build up in put still continuing, and that 15,500 put, which was around, I'll show you the rate again. Just observe it. The 15,500 put, which was 98.99, went to or came to 188. So what I do at that time, whichever premium is nearby my purchase price, I sold that put option and created a bear put spread.
Okay, you lock the profits.
Almost like.
Yeah. Great trade.
And, yeah, and then when I saw this again, and if I see over here, right, I go to 2 level lower to see the chart again, and still I'm not getting any sign of positivity over in RSI, but still I'm trying to see that there is a divergence with MACD with a positive crossover. There can be a pullback. So I squared off my trade today, both at the latest price. I'll show you, which you can check. Got it? So this is the way I take my trades.
Congratulations. So, Jyoti, as a CMT professional member, charts are clearly central to your work. How do you use tech analysis? You just show us, use divergence, use RSI, MACD, use trend lines, channels, divergence. Is it your primary tool for generating ideas, or is it your main tool for risk management, like timing entries and exit?
Okay. Timing, entry, exit, everything is okay. Support, resistance, patterns. Patterns are the most beautiful thing, and which I work on, particularly rounding top, rounding bottom, triangles. These are my favorite pattern. I would like to show you all something.
No, please.
Can I write and show now?
Yeah.
Let us say, for example, I see the chart, any chart, and I buy at 651. Let's say, for example, a random example.
Mhm.
The first thing is I plan my stop loss. This is secondary, this is primary. And how I do that? Let us say I have fixed some X amount for that stop loss, let us say 10K, or let us say $100. I have fixed a stop loss, but I'll work out in Indian rupees because the prices are as per Indian rupees. If you want to get me converted to write dollars over here, I'll write dollars over here. So I want a stop loss of $100. Now, I cannot take a stop loss of more than $100. That is first decided by me, that how much my pocket allows me to take the stop loss. It is not as per the trade, it is as per my pocket, my stop loss is defined. So if I want to take a technical as per technical, if I'm taking a stop loss and if the stop loss is big, I will reduce the quantity because I don't want to take a stop loss or hit of more than $100. So I will reduce the quantity, and if the stop loss is very small, I may increase the quantity, but ultimately my stop loss should not go beyond $100. So this is the way I define it. And let us say I buy approximately, say, 10 shares, right? So if I buy 10 shares, then my stop loss would be around about $10, which works out to 641. So my first, this is an example, I'm just taking a random for a retail person. And same way, we can take it into multiplication when it comes to my trade or any HNI trades. So my first thing is I book 50%, whatever it is, at $661. My first stage is to cover my stop loss and then proceed for the trading. Otherwise, I will not have the holding power. Then again, I do one thing. 25% I book more at $671, and then I keep on holding and holding and holding till I find a reversal. This is the way I trade.
Okay, building on that, I start the same time. Every student that I have here in my school ask you how much money I wanna win. No, you just start how much money can lose. Is that the same as we do here? So
Yes.
building on that, can you walk us through your process? What are the key things you look for that tell you when to act? I mean, the entry. How do you set up your entry?
So I'm going back to charts again.
Okay.
And the most important factor, I start from a longer time frame. I start from a longer time frame, and even I start from day. The most favorite pattern of mine is gap up, open high, beat any stock, beat any index, beat anything. Even if I'm using the index also, my first thing will be how the market is opening. I will watch the market. I will watch the market for some time, and before taking a trade, I will watch the market. Even if I trade for intraday, I will watch the market, and I just like those days when you have open and lows nearby. So these are the days. Now this, I just love these days because this is a gap down with open and low. And if I find them at support or resistance, okay. If I don't get an answer here, then what I do, I will go to my 2-level lower. So my 2-level lower, which I use is like daily, hourly, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, what is there on this. I generally don't use 75 minutes, 45 minutes, 4 hours, because I'm comfortable with this time frame. So when I say 2-level lower, so this is 30 minutes, which is 2-level lower.
Okay.
It gives me a formation of a pattern. And if you can see it, it is more like a rounding bottom. And then I get a clarity of a pattern. There is a rounding bottom over here after a gap. And RSI, if you see again, then MACD has given me a positive crossover in the positive zone. MACD has given me a positive crossover in the positive zone. So once I can get these type of patterns, I prefer them to trade, be it whatever the time frame it is. Unless and until I get this type of surety, I don't prefer trading.
It seems like a cup and handle with this rounding bottom. Yeah?
Yes, these are my favorite patterns.
Okay. All right, Jyoti. We have come to the part of the show our audience lives for, the trading confessional. Every trader has them, a war story and a glory story. First, the best trade, that one that make you feel like a market wizard, where the analysis just clicked perfectly. And then the worst trade, the one that was humbling, the one that really hurt you, and maybe you want to reevaluate all your life choices for a second. We'd love if you could walk us through them. And if you have the charts, please, we love to see them. The scene of crime.
I have one screenshot ready for you.
Oh, great.
So this was somewhere in 2023, right? And if you can see there, these are like invisible candles or dojis, you can say, below the trend line. And same type of pattern, if you see, it is inverse cup and handle type of pattern plus a rising channel breakdown with all these things. And here again, if you can see, it is RSI breaking down first before the price. Am I right?
Yes.
And when I'm seeing these type of dojis over here, if you can see these type of dojis, it looks like invisible candles, right?
Mm-hmm.
How come there are 4 dojis and this doji closing below this doji?
Get down.
Again, this doji candle, RSI closing below 30. With dojis, how can market go below 30? RSI how it can go below 30? There is something, this pattern is ready to unfold. And on this day, then I took a put. So if I go to next day, I can see open and high candle. Open and high is almost nearby. So like the pattern has
like a hammer candle.
Hammer comes at day end. When I started my day, it was like open and high nearby. Hammer comes at the end of the day, not in the starting of the day. Starting of the day, it will work like a open and high nearby pattern. And I got the clue that pattern has started unfolding, and I bought a put option as usual for 3,000 put. Why 3,000 put? I trade bit out of the money because I have some amount limitation that I will not put more than this much amount in any option. If the price is high, I will take the next swing low and whatever is nearby. If price falls by around till this much point, I will still make money in that particular option. So I bought some 3,000 ka strike price, somewhere around 30 rupees. And since it was an expiry day, I bought it for the next month. Because 26th January, that time we had last Thursday as the expiry, and 26th January was a holiday. So I took it as an expiry, and I didn't know this happened. What's it?
A lot of learning.
But
There.
unfortunately, when I came to the market, I didn't had that patience of this breaking down. That 30 rupees premium became approximately 150, and I was out.
Terrible.
That, and you won't believe that premium became 1,500.
Wow. It continue going down. Okay. The first loss is always the best, huh?
Well, so this was just one of my best trade. I still admire. I wish I can get that type of trade. There was
Great.
one more best trade which I'll show you.
Oh, great.
That was Nifty. And it was a beautiful setup. I didn't knew anything about COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't knew anything about COVID. But only thing which I could see was gap up, open high, all-time high. So when I see this gap up, open high, all-time high, and the same pattern which I showed you in Maruti, is it the similar pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Negative divergence on RSI and MACD.
And gap up, open high, all-time high.
It's a perfect mix.
Yes, the perfect mix. So what I do is, because in Nifty we have longer dated options. So I bought some options of March. And that too, when I see these type of patterns, so as I said, I will take the swing low. This was not there. It was this way. Right? So this is the swing low. I took some 10,000 ka put. And here goes the story.
Let's see then.
I didn't know anything about COVID. I didn't know anything about COVID.
Great.
Oh my God, I'm anxious to find this signal now.
And then,
Amazing.
when I see this pattern, I'll tell you again. Check out with me.
Yeah, please. We'll do that. Go on.
I just keep on hunting these type of patterns.
Yeah, we start now. I'm impressed in how clearly you explain something so seems difficult. So I'm really a fan of you, actually. Sorry for my English.
And whatever are my worst traits. See, the reading goes wrong, my study goes wrong, my chart may go wrong, my study, wherever it is, that may go wrong. But my maximum losses, I still repent over that. My maximum losses were not due to my study wrong. My maximum losses were because of my overconfidence and not taking the stop losses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Cool.
Nothing. Even if I was new to trading or anything, I was not ready to accept the losses, and I had a hope inside me. No, I cannot go wrong. I'm a technical analyst. I cannot go wrong. So I won't hit the stop loss, and that is where I lost the most.
Yeah, I think that's the story for most of us. When you don't accept that we are wrong.
And today also, when I go with overconfidence and I don't look at don't hit the stop loss in my overconfidence, I can do the same mistake again and again.
Perfect. I would like to get your take on the current market. So maybe looking at the Indian market, gold, or the Nifty, or even the bank Nifty, which I know that you follow closely. What are the key structure or levels you are watching right now? What's your outlook?
See, I always keep on doing swing high, swing lows. The most importantly, I follow the higher highs and higher lows, lower highs of the candlesticks even. And particularly the open highs and open lows. Wherever I see an open high, and after that market falls, then that open high itself becomes a resistance for me. So this is how I see the levels on day in, day out.
As this is a recorded show, you can show anything because people will see 2 months later. So no problem showing right now the market, okay? Could you show us what you're taking on gold, for instance?
Gold. I was bearish on gold in the morning.
In the morning. So it's
My morning.
quick.
My morning.
Okay, 10 hours before us. But
yes, that's the benefit. So I'm showing you again. Just check it.
It was overshooted at 400.
I'll show you gold and silver. Both I was in a bearish phase today morning itself. And this is one of the things which I use. And I'll show you. 1 second. So this was the pattern in the morning, which I had seen it. It was gap.
You are on silver.
Right now I'm silver, and then I'm going to gold. And gold, you want to see this? Or you want to see my Indian gold?
Oh, whatever.
See,
the chart is almost the same.
What you can see over here.
Yeah, so you got a big higher top, like a buying climax.
So can you see open and high nearby?
Yeah.
And here?
Uh-huh.
After that, MACD crossover, RSI coming below 70. Can you see a type of negative divergence?
A small negative divergence.
Yes. And can you see, and today itself, can you see open and high?
Mm-hmm. There is a MACD crossover.
Yes, and if I go to 2 level lower, then MACD giving me negative crossover in negative zone. What say and see the fall, it had happened. What says?
There was, I think gold is almost 50% up in a year, or almost this. And
okay, you want to see that? You want to see that?
No, just
I'll show you, sir. I'll show you.
I'll show you. 4,500 and 500, I think.
I'll show you. Can you see a multi-year breakout in this?
Yes.
Right? When did this happen?
2023. 2024.
Multi-year, yes, in multi-year breakouts. And then RSI above 70, MACD giving me positive crossover in a positive zone. Approximately within a year or two, I can get, maybe in a year, I can get somewhere around 30 to 40% minimum grow in the stock or a commodity.
Yeah, this was a great day. I catch part of this.
And once I get this, and monthly RSI is above 70. So if I use my same formula, my part of the gold is already free and part can be used for trading, right? When I see this for timing,
Okay.
this is how. As simple as that.
Great.
Yeah, really great. So you've trained over 50,000 students, which is an incredible legacy.
I have completed 20 years in the training line itself.
Oh my God, it's a long time.
Yes, so there were lots of students coming for at NSC, BSc. Not my personal 50,000. They were like coming in seminars, webinars, all are counted in that.
Yeah. Still
and you must have seen that I love to teach.
It's grateful. Huh?
Me too.
Yeah, I love it. So, what is the most common mistake you see new traders making? What's the first and most important lesson you try to teach them?
I'll tell you one thing, one lovely thing. One thing which did not change from 150 years back also was the same thing. My grandfather used to tell me that this is what. Then around about 75 years back, again, my father, he also saw that. In 40 years, I saw the same thing. Today also I'm seeing the same thing. That the greed, the fear, the emotions, the thing which we get with the stocks, we are so emotionally attached. I see that we are more emotionally attached towards the stock rather than our family members. This thing hasn't changed and will never change, whether it is a new person or whether it is you and me. We still make the same mistake. That everyone comes with the dream that yes, I can become a multimillionaire overnight, and then he starts learning. No, after making huge losses, they come to me that I want to learn now. So what did you do before that? So this thing hasn't changed from centuries and will not change to another centuries. I will tell you that.
Okay. Jyoti, could you perhaps share a story or a reflection on navigating challenges related to gender, maybe around opportunities or even just getting paid what you are worth? What's the single biggest piece of advice you could give to a young women starting their careers in this industry?
When I started my career, and in 1986, when I went in the ring, I still don't remember that there were only 2 ladies or 3 ladies or maybe that much only. And there were all men around. So I entered in the world of men with the business. And I had to hear a lot of things and criticism from everyone, even from my other family and relatives. The only supporters were my father, my mother, and my grandparents. Rest all were like critics to me that, oh, A girl is going to office. A girl is going to office. No, that's too bad. That's too bad. And that too in the pit where there are all men. No, 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 you should not go. I faced a lot of criticism, and there was a big fights, and everything used to happen in the house. Slowly, slowly, I made my position in the stock market. And now I'm very proud to say that women are there in stock market. Recently, I was at Dubai symposium, and I met a lot of female traders and in the financial markets. And just 2 days back, Indian women cricket team won the World Cup match.
Great.
In the cricket World Cup match, women team had won. So now I don't think there is anything to say that people think about gender difference, but those who have the capacity, those who have a strong willpower, can move ahead.
Great.
Just a small support from the family member is required, and they can move ahead.
Well, Pamela.
Jyoti, this has been a true masterclass in charts, in discipline, in risk management. For our audience who wants to learn more from you, where are the best places to find your work? Website, social media?
I'm there on Twitter by the name of Jyoti Budhia. I'm there on LinkedIn by the name of Jyoti Budhia. I post my studies, my charts on LinkedIn. On YouTube, there's a channel, jyotibudhia.ot or _ot. If you search for Jyoti Budhia, JYOTI BUDHIA, if you search for that, one thing more I would like to share is this is where I give all my studies, though they are in Hindi, but auto language can be get converted to English by using auto conversion or translations. And this is how I keep on posting my studies. And number I have given you, this is my mobile number also, so that also they can contact me on this number. And secondly, there is my website also this is my website. So this is my website where they can have all the details. So everything about me is mentioned over here on the website. On LinkedIn also I post. So they can find me over here. From here, they can come to me, learn from me. I have students from all over the world to learn technical analysis and option strategies from me.
Question for you now. How many language? I know that in India, you talk like 20,000 different languages. So how many languages can you speak?
I can speak around about 8-9 languages.
Sorry, how many?
8-9. English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Punjabi, Bengali, then Farsi, then
But
Gujarati.
In school, you
Hindi,
learn,
I can understand.
In school, you learn English in Hindi too, no?
In school, I had up to 8th standard, I had local language Marathi, English, Hindi we had, and in 9th and 10th, I took French.
You take French. So next time you take Portuguese. Yeah, and you can walk in Goa. Goa was a Portuguese colony, you know?
Yes. So I know Konkani also a little bit.
Okay.
Goan language, I know a little bit. I can understand what they're talking.
Do you have any kids? Any children?
I'm unmarried. I didn't marry because I wanted to serve my parents.
Okay.
I didn't want to leave them alone. My father is he's 93 and we both go to office together.
You could survive.
I lost my mother, but my father is there we all stay together. My sister, and my father. My sister also didn't get married because we want to serve our parents, and my father is 93. We all go to office together.
He still works?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything
They are,
special?
they are all, that village, they had that geese and everything, and then exercises. The biggest thing, I'll tell you what can increase your age is don't take any tension.
Don't take medication. Drugs.
Yes, don't take any tension. And then your age can increase.
Okay.
That's easy. Don't take any tension. Yeah, that's easy.
Jyoti, I cannot thank you enough for sharing your 4 decades of wisdom with us today. Your clarity on options, risk, and discipline takes to succeed is truly inspiring. Thank you for joining us. Pam, thank you very much for being here. Your smile contributes a lot to our show, as well as Jyoti wisdom.
My pleasure, Flávio. Thank you, Jyoti.
Okay,
Thank you,
guys.
Namaste, friends.
Namaste.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for today on Traders of the World. A massive thank you again. Namaste to Jyoti Budhia. Until next time, trade with discipline, manage your risk, and keep learning. Take care and Taj Mahal. Bye-bye. Also, I'll come to a tea at your house.
Anytime, sir. Anytime. And bring my friend Pamela along with you.
Yeah, that's great.